How do the universal laws and principles influence and affect manifesting your wealth? Well, here is exactly how. And when I say universal laws and principles, I'm not talking about theory. I'm talking about physics. I'm talking about science. I'm talking about how the universe is actually constructed, designed, and built, how it functions. And if you say the universe out here, I mean, I've heard people say, I think the universe has it in for me. I don't think the universe likes me. I think the universe is picking on me. Well, the universe is you. Okay. So everything in the universe functions by these principles. They are consistent whether you believe in them or not. So the first one we're going to talk about is the law of vibration, which says that everything vibrates. Well, what are the things? Energy. Everything is energy, and all energy vibrates. And the frequency that it's vibrating at becomes the form that it expresses. So if you want to look around in your environment right now, everything in your environment, including you, is energy. And the frequency that it's vibrating at, that becomes the form. Now, thoughts are also energy, and they're physical. We can measure your thoughts physically. Emotions are physical. We can actually measure emotions, thoughts with devices. Actually, we can measure your emotions and your thoughts without even touching your body, because these are frequencies that are moving. So everything's energy, everything vibrates. Now, this is really important. Everything vibrates around a central point. So in your life, you are the center of the universe. You are the central point. And the vibration is emanating from you, and you're originating it. Now, you've got two aspects of you that I want to talk about. The first one is your encoded self, your self-identity that was encoded through repetition and emotional impact before you were 7 years old because you were in a theta wave. So that's your conditioned self. That's your self-identity that you basically inherited. Then there's the authentic you that shows up about 5% of the time throughout the day. And it's the you that has the ideas, the inspirations, the you that is like, I am meant to be wealthy. Let's go, let's get it done, right? So these two versions of you have your encoded, automated self-identity, and then you have your authentic self that you are meant to be that likely was not encoded before you were 7. But here's the thing. I know how to help you rewrite and rewire that so that you can transition and transform from the self-identity that you inherited into the self-identity that you authentically are, who you're really, really meant to be. And that is your wealthy self. So you've got law of vibration, law of frequency, so to speak, and then it comes into law of attraction. And most people don't know that the law of attraction is the law of magnetic resonance. So everything vibrates, everything has a frequency. You are the central point of the frequency, and it's either your conditioned self that's sending out the frequency, or it's your authentic self that's sending out the frequency. And your authentic self or your conditioned self, they have to be encoded at the subconscious level, because all of this is automated about 95% of the time throughout your day. So you're not thinking about it and consciously directing this. It's happening automatically, and it's running your life behind the scenes. So from there, law of attraction is the law of magnetic resonance, which says that everything that has and is the same frequency is drawn unto itself. So your wealth has a frequency. Your identity has a frequency. And when they're a match, that's when you attract, you magnetize your wealth to you and you to your wealth. That which you're seeking, that which you are frequency in alignment with, is seeking you just as much as you're seeking it. You're drawn to each other. Now, the cool thing is you don't really have to delete anything, clear anything, get rid of anything, because anything you're not a frequency match to doesn't exist for you. So right now, if you've got debt, if you've got some, challenges, maybe you've got, some lack or limitation in relationships, opportunities, promotion, revenue, income, that's just showing you your frequency. Because the next law that I'm going to talk about, a lot of people don't hear this one, is the law of reflection. And this is really cool, because what frequency you're emanating, and you have magnetized to the law of magnetic resonance, you get to see what your resonance is because your life is showing it to you. Now, this is not to set you back. This is to give you the ability to choose, to rewrite, rewire, reprogram, to align. It's like GPS, okay? It's like when you look and you say, oh, I'm not where I choose to be. Then it allows you to move in a different direction that is aligned with who you choose to be. So if you want to go to the ocean and you find yourself getting into drier and drier desert-like environment, that's just feedback. The law of reflection is feedback, helping you dial into what is meant for you and who you authentically are. So you've got the law of reflection, the law of magnetic resonance, and the law of vibration. Those are three, and those are big because most people try to manifest through behavior. And if you are not a frequency match, your behavior will never get you there. If your vibration is here and what you desire is here, then it's like trying to listen to a radio station and you dial into, this station and the songs that you want to listen to are on this station. You can't listen to these songs. You got to find a way to dial in here. And then you can't help it. You're in receiving mode. So the thing that is next, the law and principle I want to talk about next is the law of perpetual increase. The law of perpetual increase. Now this can go in a wanted or unwanted direction. Because have you noticed when you're in a bad mood, things get more challenging and your mood gets worse? That's perpetual increase. When you're having a delightful time, and it just gets better and better and better and better and better, that's perpetual increase. I was just talking to a client of mine and they went on vacation and they dropped excess fat and fluid off of their body during their vacation while they were delightfully doing everything that sounded fun to them. And they were eating anything and everything that they wanted. And they were living their yes life. And they were like, how did my body tune up even further when I wasn't really focused on my body? I was focused in fun and fulfillment and joy and life force and livelihood. And I'm like, yeah, because that's perpetual increase. You were having a blast and your body came more and more and more and more and more in alignment with all of the fulfillment and the joy that you were living. So to come into alignment, it got rid of the things that were not aligned with the joy and the pleasure you were experiencing. So law of perpetual increase. The last law that I just want to touch on today is the law of gestation. Everything has an incubation period, a time in which it's coming from the idea, which is a manifested form, into the physical expression of it, where you can see it, feel it, taste it, touch it. And we interpret frequency in every moment. Your heart is interpreting frequency. Your ears are interpreting frequency. Your eyes are interpreting frequency. Your emotions are interpreting frequency. You are a frequency interpreting being. And here's the other thing that I want you to know. Your nervous system is rock star. It is awesome at interpreting new frequency, new signals that you've never, ever, ever, ever experienced before. Everything that you understand, you say, oh, I get it, I understand it, I know it, it's that's because you have cells of recognition that are a part of your current self-identity. That's why you know it. So you have cells of recognition and you have aspects of your nervous system that can interpret that information. Anything that's outside of your current self-identity, you do not have cells of recognition yet, and you do not have a system in your nervous system and your endocrine system to interpret the frequency. But when you start to be beamed, okay, and you start to receive a signal, your system is so cool because when you receive this signal, your subconscious starts to move to that signal and build, based on the frequency, build cells of recognition and neural highways and the way in which your nervous system and your endocrine system can interpret that signal. So this is really awesome because when you point your intention, attention to your desire, you are now dialed into the signal, even though you don't consciously know it, you don't have awareness of it, but you're being in receiving mode of the signal. While you're receiving the signal frequency that is here is developing and in guiding your cellular systems, your nervous system and your endocrine system to develop everything that's required to interpret it. And then pretty soon you go, oh, well, that seems more clear. Oh, wait, I think I understand a little bit more about that. Oh, wait, did anybody notice this? And it's like all of a sudden you're able to see things because it affects something called your reticular activating system, which is, in the simplest definition, it's like a filtration system that filters everything that is a match to your self-identity in and anything that isn't out. And so now you're starting to recognize. So this gestation period that I'm talking about is the becoming. And it is always perfectly timed. And the only thing that slows it down is you trying to figure it out or take action or make sense out of it from your old self-identity. So the law of gestation says everything has this incubation period of time. It's always perfect. And it's really where not only are you attracting your wealth, but you are becoming your wealth. And what you be comes. And what you be, you have. Behave, have. Become is what you experience. So this gestation period is developing you into alignment and total capacity of your wealth. Because wealth is not about storing something. Wealth is about being able to conduct the magnitude of the energy. If you give a person who's never had $10 is going to feel like a lot. If you give that to a billionaire, it's going to feel like teeny tiny nothing. If you give $1 billion to a billionaire, it's going to feel normal. It's not even going to feel exciting. It's like, yeah, all right, that's what I earned last month. Okay? If you give $1 billion to a millionaire, it might feel like a lot. Okay? Because the millionaire has not become the frequency match to the billionaire. The $10 person has not become the match to the billionaire. This is important because we get pushy with ourselves and we try to get into action. What I want to help you do is get into frequency. And the fastest way to do that, we can do it in seconds to minutes at the subconscious level. So if you are interested in becoming your wealth so that you can't help but live it and attract it, then click the link and join my school community. And if you're a member, I'm so glad that we are working together. Join my school community, Manifesting My Wealth, because that's when we put the tools in your hands. That's when I walk you step by step by step in the transformation. And you get to do it in a way that is so much easier than anything you've done before. And it's pleasurable. It's easy. I'm trained to work with people as young as 2 years old. So if a 2-year-old can do this, you can do this. And it's how you're built. So the universal laws and principles, they are on your side. They are working on your behalf. And now you know what some of the key players are so that you can start working with them much more intentionally. And if you want to become a master of them, that's what we're doing in the school community. So click the link, come on in, and let's help you get it done.